Hello subscribers, so today I wanted to show the new interface for the scanner. So you should have access to the advanced scanner. If you don't, then send me a message, mastercharts@gmail.com or alex@masterchartstrading.com. So the email comes in kind of, looking like this with this title. And this is truly a huge improvement because before we were getting like 30 emails per day. And so it comes in like this. And you have a table of content. And I have a little bit of description here. So you can update the lists that you receive by clicking here. So there's the button, and the address this is the address. And you can update it here. So what does it look like? This is if you go to the interface, you can see there is a full list descriptions of the each list here. So for example, excuse me, I mostly personally use this list, OPSTK, whatever, all stocks with options. So this scans close to 4,000 stocks, and I get close to 138, however many alerts I get per day. And so the email looks like that. So let me show you. So you can see that first on the list is this OPTSK, so all stocks with options. Again, if you click on the descriptions here, you will see that you can see the descriptions. Okay, all stocks with options. Gold miners, Dow Jones, pretty self-explanatory. So it scans within those funds, within those various setups. And so, for example, today I got a report here for all stocks with options, and I got a whole bunch of them. You can see a whole bunch of them. Gold miners, close below red, close above blue. So I'll cover it in just a second, but for now I just wanted to show you how it looks like. And so once from here you can select what you want. So I have several parameters. One is the easiest one is, and the most inclusive and the most important one that I look for is this, new close above blue. So what does that mean? That means on daily charts, so once again, you see how this is Binance, and it shows 5 seconds. People don't understand it for some reason. People don't understand the time interval. So 5 seconds means that, see how fast it's moving? It's updating every 5 seconds. Okay. Now we don't want that. We want daily. Okay. So all of my alerts, all of my ideas, all of my thinking are on daily charts. So if it says here, this one is the most important one, is AB, new close above blue. Okay, so new close above blue line, you can find it. It's right there, so you can check mark it. Okay. What does that mean? New close above the blue line is, for example, like that. It would look like that. So you can see that where I'm hovering, 22nd of January for this Bitcoin thing, we dipped below the blue line, we closed above it. So on 22nd of January, this would have been an alert. It would have come up on the list here, you see. So let's look at what we're getting. So for example, new close above blue with true breakout. Okay, so what does that mean? In a second I'll show you, but for now, let me show you how I do this. So you can copy them one by one, but you see it's a comma separated. So first let me show you how I do it. So I go copy, and you can just paste the symbol. If you click on the TradingView interface, just click on it and then do paste, Control V. Excuse me, maybe not. I mean, you have to click right there where I'm hovering. Okay, so you go Control V and you just paste it there. Okay, so there's the one that just came down today, and yes, it's true. You can see that it touched the blue line and closed above it. Okay, so this is technically a buy signal, and I will be buying here, but I know that right this instant we also have just market very unstable, so we're also looking at other markets. So this is the judgment call. You see, the robot is sending us this alert, and it doesn't know anything about anything. It just knows math. Okay. So now, even on free accounts, you have multiple lists that you can have. So see how you have that red list, blue list, orange list. So even on free account, my account is like the highest possible, but even on free accounts you can have this as well. So if you click on one of those, and then if you click on this little plus here, this thing will open up. Okay, so now if you go back to the email and you go, okay, so we have a whole boatload of a close above blue. I want to just get all of them. So I'm going to just copy everything. Copy that. So, edit, copy, or you can do Control C. And you can, like I said, so you go to the TradingView interface, click on, see this little thing here at the very top, it's called lists, watch lists. Click on anything, like for example, red list, blue list, orange list, whatever. You can also create a new list, but there is a limit on how many you create in the free account. But this orange, red, and blue, whatever, how many things, they're already included. So if you click on that and then I click on plus, you can now paste all of those symbols into here, you see? And then if you hit enter, just press enter, they will appear right there. So you have a whole bunch of signals that just came from your email. You see how easy it is? So next thing what I do is, since I already have my I have two of my indicators, so if you don't have both of my indicators, then ask me how to get them and I will upgrade you. Okay, I will record a separate video on how to use the future projection, but I'm going to show you why it is useful to have it, because we need to be able to differentiate between a true signal and occasional error. Okay, sometimes this robot gets data that's different than what TradingView has. So there are data differences, and I'm going to show you in just a second what I mean by data differences. Okay, and usually what I do here is I look at this chart, and all of these stocks are stocks with options, that they have options and that now have closed above the blue line. So the robot thinks they are in an uptrend. Okay, usually the robot is correct. I would say it's correct well over 95% of the time, but there are occasional data differences and you need to watch for those. Okay, so what I usually do is I take this and I sort to, at the very top here you go volume, change last symbol. You can sort it by name, you can sort it by price. I like to sort it by volume because usually this really low volume stocks don't have good options. So I actually like to see big volume. So for example, this one has 41 million shares. Most likely it has good options placed. So I'm going to click on that and see what happens. Okay, and this is Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, and for my speculator newsletter I trade exclusively breakouts. So is this a breakout stock or not? How would I know? Okay, to know if it's a breakout stock you need to look at two things. First, has the stock recently closed below the yellow line? It has. Has the stock now closed above the blue line? Yes, it has right there. So this is indeed a true breakout. This is a wonderful pattern. I love it. Okay, let me zoom out and see if it's really a good pattern or not, because sometimes something I also look for is whether or not this pattern is unique. I like to see unique patterns, because if it's not unique I can just buy the S&P 500. In this case the pattern is not terribly unique, because this collapse in February, March of last year, it was the entire market. So entire market collapsed. So even though this is a true breakout, to me personally, right this instant, I mean, it's a pretty cool pattern, but I like to see even more. So like, for example, what I like to see is it's not very correlated to the general market. Because if I look at S&P 500, back in March of April of last year, we also had very similar drop as I just showed you. You see, it was the same time frame. So this is called correlation. Okay, it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. Me personally, I prefer uncorrelated assets as much as possible. And even though this is a wonderful, truly wonderful pattern, I'm not sure I'm going to be using it for the speculator newsletter because I already have a lot of stocks there. But this is a great pattern, honestly. Okay, so let me show you what happens. And then the other thing is that you can now simply press the down button and scan through the various stocks. So look, you have really cool patterns today. I mean, look at this, another very oversold. This is very interesting to me right now. You see, because it's been oversold. Last time it was in an uptrend was when it was above the blue line here in March of last year. So this is a very interesting pattern to me. Okay, so this is how I use this interface. You can paste the entire thing in. You can go one by one. You can just look at the. Okay, so we got gold miners, stocks. Okay, so we only have two, not a big deal. So I'm gonna FNV, all right, whatever. Let's see. I'm not gonna, use the paste button FNV. So let's see what that is. I really have no idea. Franco, Nevada gold. Okay, so right now we have gold miners they seem to be collapsing. Okay, and now we're seeing this data aberration. So there's a slight difference in data from what we get from TradingView, this interface, and what the robot receives from the exchange. There are slight differences. And you can see that even though the robot definitely thinks that we close below red, I can clearly see we did not. Okay. However, this is why I really like to have my 6.0 indicator, because it goes into the future. It extrapolates the lines into the future. So I'm going to turn it on, and yeah, lo and behold, it is curving up. So you can see that we're off by just a few candlesticks here. So this type of data aberration does occur, and you should be cognizant of it. Okay, and this is the reason why I really like you to have the 6.0 indicators, because you can see this type of thing, and you can also project action into the future. So this is, to me, important. I mean, I like to see this kind of projection, because now I know where to put my stop. If I was to short it right this instant, for some reason, I would have put my stop at the current blue line. But now that I know the future, I'm going to put it way up there, because I don't want to get stopped out, you see. Another thing is, there is a good chance that price action may follow this red line. This happens quite often, and I'm going to again cover it in separate video. Okay, so this is just the functionality of the scanner, and then once again you can change what you're getting. So you can have all of the signals, but if if NASDAQ gets 116, 142 signals per day, and I'm only talking about closes above blue here, and then there are other ones too if you really like to short. So for example, I don't know, I wouldn't recommend shorting during general bull market, but some people do. And then also there are some really cool stock lists, like for example dividend payers that have been paying for 25 plus years. So these three stocks have been paying dividends and increasing dividends for 25 years. So it's very long-term investment, I guess, kind of, and people kind of like that kind of thing. And so now would be to me, it looks like a good opportunity, especially if you're longer term investor, and if you think stocks will continue up for a while. So this type of stocks, dividend stocks, for example, are of interest to you. So again, you can customize what you really want. So If that makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, let me know. Every time I make an update, hit the save button, and then okay, true breakout. So true breakouts, again, you can check them as well very briefly. So true breakout, it can go up or down, and I just showed you what a true breakout looks like. For example, there. So this is a true breakout because it was below the yellow line just very recently, and now it's above the blue line. Okay, so I'll be buying it here. So this is a true breakout stock, for example, right now. All right, that's it for this week's. I'm sorry to say that. I meant to say that's it for this stock market, stock list description, stock scanner description video. And let me know if you have any questions.